So they make it so easy to assemble these parts right here. So if you look at all of the bolts and nuts that you have, each of them have a step. And you got this one right here is step 1, but I've already ripped it apart so you can't see it, but it's step 1. And right here, as you can see, step 1. And then we got all of them all the way to, like, I think step 10. So it's that simple. If you go in the book, if you have the book, that is step 1. So if you don't have the book and you bought this used from somebody and they threw away the book, you can follow the direction that we're doing on this video. That will definitely help you out. So step 1, it kind of shows you which bolt to utilize. So that's what we're doing right now. So step 1, we're starting out by putting A1, and then we got A2. There's 2 A2s, 1 A1, so we're gonna put them together. And you do require 2 people in order for this to work. I mean, you can probably manage, but 2 people is ideal, per the book, that is, okay? So, and they also send you your own tools that you need, but it did say that these are the tools that, per the book, you're required to have, right? These are the tools. You got your mallet, your screwdrivers, and then you got your pliers, okay? So these are the tools that you need, but however, we do have low power tool that's gonna make things a lot quicker. And if you got drills and everything, it's gonna be a lot quicker. So we're gonna move on with this. And first step, you're gonna put these together, but you need 2 of those. That's gonna go on the side right here while you attach the A2 together. The first step is to make sure when you set this up, you want to make sure it aligns just like this. So you want to have your parts that's A2, you want that on the left hand side, okay? So you want A3, you want that on your right hand side, because it does make a difference. If not, this is gonna go on the inside and this is not. So therefore, when you start running your cables through these pulleys, and it's gonna be awkward because it's not gonna match the other pulleys. So you want to make sure you put it the right way. So you want to have A2 on the left, A3 on the right, and the next step is you want to bring that in here, and it should be clicking just like so. And then you want to make sure you match that. Guess what? Oh yeah, you're gonna use these, and those are gonna go right there with your nuts and bolts. Can I get the washer, please?
Washer?
Mm-hmm.
This?
The flat one. Oh, it's called washers. These are the flat ones. And to all my Haitians out there, sac passe. This is making it go a lot faster.
Oh, wow.
I see what all right. Step 2, we need to find A4, A5, A6. A5, right? This one is A7. I found one already. There go A6. Which one is this right here? Is that A5? I don't see anything on here. A6. We found one. There's one. A6. There's another. A6. Excuse me. All right. Where is it? You know. So, let's take a look here. So, A6s are gonna go in the back where I'm putting this up. And so another thing we need to look into as well for this step is I'm looking for these. And I don't see where it says we should put them on there. Okay, connect A4, A5, A6 with G3, G4 with the previously preset bolts A2 and A3. Large hole of A6 face outwards. Okay. Yeah, so there's no mention of C8. C8 is that little piece that we put. So therefore, I guess we're gonna do this right here, right, just like so. The good news is I can see the bolt coming in. All right. The bad news is you gotta lift. This is why it says you need 2 people. But as you can see, if you don't have 2, you can probably do it on your own. Put it down. Let me see. The book doesn't say it, but when you are putting these 4 poles together, you're gonna want to use one of these, and these are the C8. And what we did, we put it on the bottom, just like we did for the first one. You put it on the bottom, and then you're gonna put the long bolt, which is G3 and G4, which is the nut and the flat and the washer, and then the bolt. So you're gonna put all that together, and you would put the bolt on the bottom facing up, and then you would put it just like this. If you look down here, so the nut and the washer is right here, and then the bolt goes on the bottom, and the plate is on the bottom of this. So now we're gonna connect these with this plate. Gonna go right here, and then we're gonna connect these two this way. So far so good, fairly easy, not too hard, nothing too crazy. We may have to loosen this up in order to get it there, but we may not have to. We can probably muscle it up. So that's where we at now. Again, you need 2 people for this. If you don't, that's fine. Watch this. Very simple. So this has a groove. That's why I was able to just go on top and slide it up. So you're gonna slide that to the groove, right? And then what's that book? So the bolts are gonna go on the bottom. I'm buying on the bottom. So this first. Put the bolt. Alright, put that. So we use the power tool, screw it, use the wrench, tighten it up, and then move on. We do the next thing. Very simple. Okay, let's do this side. All right, let's put the other part. It's C10. C10. For that, we're gonna need G2. G2. Okay, I got it. You ready? Yeah. Let's bring that up. Oh. Look at that again. So even though this thing comes with all the tools, but if you do have your own tools, it might be easier to use. Because the little Allen wrench that they give you, it's only like 3 inches. 3 inches long. So it makes it a little bit difficult to work through, to work with. now we're gonna tighten everything. So, if you're back, you just started to tune in, if you skip through this part, so we've already installed the pull-up bar right here. And then so now we're moving on to installing the sign to promote this home gym, okay? So this sign is gonna go to the back right here. It's gonna go right here. And we're gonna use E3 and E2. So basically, both of these are extra support beams. So they're gonna support this right here to make sure that everything stays secure. So when you hop on this, so it's not shaking. It's already not shaking because we've already tightened everything together. But this is gonna ensure it's a more security because this is gonna have a ton of weight. It should be able to hold about 2,000 pounds. So as we're moving through this, we're gonna continue. And on the book, we are now on step 4, right? Because we completed step 1 through 3 yesterday. So now we're on step 4 and we got all the way to 10. I'm sorry, to 12 to go. So we got a long ways to go. So anyways, so E2 will be going on the right-hand side and E3 will be going on the left-hand side. And they're both designed differently, so you don't mistake it. So E2 is going to connect between D6 to A6, right? So A6 is that post right there, and A7 is this bar right here. And then D6 is right here. So it's going to connect all of that together, and then E3 will do the exact opposite. Pretty much the same thing. So let's get it. So we got 4 parts, 2 E2s, 2 E3s, tops and bottoms. So now we're working on the top. Let's get it going. We got all the braces already. The top, we got the 2 bottom, 2 tops. So the next step is to go ahead and add the bottom piece so that we can get this set up. So the next piece we're gonna need is gonna be the G1. We're gonna set this up right here. I need G1. Okay, and now I need some screws. So, that was a good one. Let's make it a better one. That was a better one. All right, the next part is E6. That part is gonna go, if you can see, that part is gonna go on the bottom left. Bottom left. And once we put it all together, we'll do a walkthrough after we complete step 5 so we can show you what is done on step 5. But pretty much that, so we're gonna get that going, and then we can see what we're doing down here. So one go on this side, and another one go on that side. I'm not recording everything, but I am showing everything that is done. And like I said, the parts are fairly simple to put together, so it's not anything that anybody can't do. So it's very good that you can do it. Okay, so, but while you're watching or doing this with me, feel free to give us a like. Do not use an enclosed wrench like one of these when you're doing the bottom, because it's easy when you put this the lug and the nut in, and you start tighten it down, but it's very hard to get it off. Now the top, you can get it off like that, but the bottom, you can't. So after I tighten it up, as you can see how the wrench ate this whole nut up, ate it up. So the reason the lug nut is eaten up like that, worn out, is because I was trying to untighten this so that I can get this off. So be mindful of what you use. Again, I mean, these come with their own little tools that you can use. But, I mean, when we talk about leverage, look at this compared to that. This is mine. This is what it came with. So even though this kind of have somewhat of the same similarities, so what you want to do for the bottom piece when you get to this part right here, you probably want to use one of these instead of the back. So if you use that, yes, you can get that going with the bottom, and then on top you go ahead with this to make it quicker. Again, so mine do rotate to where I don't have to keep pulling it out, reposition it. So whenever I found that groove, I keep it there and just keep rotating. All right, so something like that will definitely help. You could get those Walmart events, AutoZone, O'Reilly's, wherever, but those hardware shops. But you do have this option. So just saying, just a lesson learned on this part. So now that we got this all done, the next phase we're gonna go into is we're gonna attach all of these. And those are supposed to be the weight holders. So we're going to attach these, and these are what goes in them. C2. So basically, I believe it's 3 on each side. So you got one here, one there, one on top, and then we tighten it down here. So it's pretty simple, self-explanatory. And so if you're looking at your parts, even if you don't have the paperwork or the book, it's C2. So if you have these big holes, come on this side. If you have these large holes on this side right here on the back piece, those are the holes that when you rack your weights, you're gonna put your weights down here. So these are those right here. And you got 3. One that goes down, middle, and up top. So that's how they go. And this is what we're doing next. So check this out, right? Apparently these are supposed to go right here. But you're supposed to use the G3, which is the washer, and G9, which is this lug. So when you put it on the other side, oh, sorry Naya, for some odd reason, you're like, man, it's not reaching. Why is that? Right? So what I come to figure out is, wait a minute. There is a locking mechanism right here. So this can actually extend and close. So what I figured was, hey, let's try to tighten this, and then let's open up a little bit longer, make it longer. So now, what you can do, once you loosen it up, right, you can go ahead and screw. Once you open up, you can screw this on that side, like it's supposed to go. Right? And then voila! So now, what we're gonna do, now that we got it right where we need it, so we're gonna go ahead and tighten this up, back again. All right, so now we got it set. So all we have to do now is put it together, like so. All right, there you have it. Solid as solid can be. Okay, well, hopefully this part helps you out. Here's another tip when you're doing this. Yeah, I'm following the book, right? It says to do this, connect C2. So basically it was saying to do this second, but we did this first. It was saying to do this before we do these. So, but no, do this last. Install all of that and then put this up. Because why? If you put this, now this can't fit. So now we're having to take this off, and we're going to put that in. So now this will be able to go in. So yeah, just to save you time, learn from my mistake. So now you can just put that in there, like so. Then look at that, boom. Yeah, so do it that way, because if not, you saw it. So this ball won't be able to fit like that. I mean, you can force it, but you probably will damage either that plastic part right here or the bar. So now that we have everything all set, we're gonna put it all together now. Here's a trick. If your hands are too big, like mine, you can use something like that, and you could turn it like a screwdriver. So we finally completed step 5. Step 5 included this right here. We put the braces on, we put the weight rackers on, we put this piece in, and that. Also, we put the barbell holders right here. So we got 2 of them, 1 on each side. That's where you're gonna put your barbell. As you can see, I got a couple of them. So we're gonna put those right there. Those are not being used. Okay, so we got that all said and done. So now we're gonna move to part 6, which part 6 is not crazy difficult. It's just a lot of pieces that we have to put in. That's gonna take some time. And again, like before, we're gonna work through it, and then we'll show you what is all done. All right, step 6 is done. We got the landmine set up. We got our steps set up right there. So everything's all set. You got a clamp right there. Everything is bolt and tight onto. So another piece of advice. So this right here, we got about 4 of them. And then so it's gonna say, I think, which one is this one? This is F8. So I was trying to figure out how the heck does this work. You put it in, and then it turns. Okay, so once you flip that, it'll be just like so. And then it's very simple if you want to take it off too. You just flip it. See? Like that. Part 7 is pretty easy. I think that's the easiest part. And then of course there's a couple of extra pieces that goes on there, but once we do it, we will go ahead and show it. And then so that way you can know exactly what to do. So part 7 include E5, F9, and B6, C5, and that's pretty much it. So we're gonna put all that together right here on this bar, and then pretty much it. This is where the Smith machine comes really in handy right here. This is the part that makes your whole Smith machine. All right, so that's part 7. So this is the order that it goes in, right? So first, if you want to, you can put the bar, and then you will put the rubber piece, right? And then you would put this piece right here, and then you put another rubber piece, because you're supposed to have 4, and then you put your spring, and then, nope, sorry. So there's a couple of double stuff that goes. So your rubber piece, this metal piece that hooks on there, and then you got your other rubber piece, and then you put this little washer, your spring, washer, and then this right here. There you go. That's it. This is it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So there you go. These are all the pieces, and you just repeat that on the other side, and then right here you just tighten it up on top with the bolt that comes on the package, that says step 7. So it already comes with all its bolts and washer. You just tighten it up. That's all. This is it. All right, we're just gonna repeat the same step on the other side, and that's it. Alrighty, so to help you out, right, here's a tip. Make sure this is facing out inwards, and then this piece right here that's attached to this bar, it can be rotated 360. So you want to rotate that piece, and this piece is gonna go on the outside, and then this piece right here that's on the Smith machine, the weight assistance, that's gonna go on the inside. And then you're gonna just go ahead and put your bolt, your washer, lug nut on this side, and then tighten everything together. And then you just got another duplicate situation on the other side. So pretty much that. And then you're all set. So same thing here. Rotate it. You're all set to go. You're good to go. That's about it. So pretty much that's step 8 in a nutshell. Not much to it. It's just that. This is for your landmine right here. So apparently on this it's telling me E7, D2, D4. So this whole thing is D4. But within D4 you have this, which is E7, and they both are already in this. So this whole part is D4 and E7, and then this is your D2. That's for the connector to your landmine. And then this part right here, this is your F6. So basically you're gonna put that down here, and then it's gonna tell you it connects with G2, which is these long bolts. And basically it connects this way. Right, it connects like this. For some reason it could go the other way, but not this way. Because these parts are bogus. They didn't fix them right. As you can see, this is not straight. It's not straight at all. So there goes some improvements. All right. So anyway, so we already figured that out, right? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna set this up. So you got your D2, which is gonna go like this on D4, and then you're gonna put your G9, which is gonna have a washer in it. Man, if you by yourself doing this, I'm sorry, because this is not easy. And then you're gonna put another washer, and then bolts. I mean, lug nuts. All right.
If I want to move out and just get the
All right, so now we got that. This goes like this. Okay. All right. This is the other addition to step 8. So we're adding the cross cables right now. So basically, this is going to go right here. And if you see, even if you try to put it in reverse, it won't fit because this side won't fit on that side. So therefore, there is a side that's bigger, so it could fit so it could fit these bars right here. So you have to put it this way, so facing inwards. So if you're standing in front of your Smith machine, you got to face this inwards, and then you do have this little piece with the ring. So you just put that in there, and then it's the same concept on this right here, same exact thing. So and that's it for that part right there. So there's not much to it. Okay. Here's the next step right here. So this is the cross cable. We already established this right here. So now you put the washer, put the bolt, and then you put the washer. And then you're gonna do the same on this side right here. So you put your bolt, washer, bolt, and then washer, lug nut, and then you tie it up together. It looks like this. All right, so I got another little tip and tricks for y'all. So while doing this, right? So the book says that the bolt's supposed to be on top. But however, it is deemed impossible to put that bolt right there because of this right here. So it won't fit. All right. So therefore, the only way to get this back in there is to put it upside down. So now we have the bolt facing up and then the lug nut and the washer on top. And we're going to do the same on that side as well. So I thought it was because we put the wrong sides, and sometimes even though they both would have the same label, but you have one that's one side, one that's the other. But nope, not in that case. It's the same exact thing unless you flip it upside down. But nope, that's the same exact thing. So per the book, going by the book here, if you can see, the book state that right here, it needs to go from the top down. And if you look at the book, we put it exactly how the book says to put it. So yeah, we're following it. It just doesn't work. So there we go. As you can see, this whole thing here, we're almost done. So we just gotta thread the cables. We are adding the final pieces, which are these right here, and then we should be done. This is it. All right, I would not recommend paying somebody to do this, especially if you got another person that could help you out. In our case, it took 3 days, but it can take, you can do this in a day. I don't know, I know I said about an hour or two, but I was underestimating all the parts. You gotta tighten all the bolts. Yeah, I'm gonna say maybe about 4 hours to put all this together the right way, that is. All right. So we're gonna set up these cables. These are E10. That's what it says. E10. So this is E9, and this one is E10. That's the longest cable. Yep, E10 right here. All right. We're gonna need a Allen wrench to remove this. So this part right here, you gotta remove this in order to be able to thread it through. So with the Allen wrench, you can do that. So if you got your own set of tools for Allen wrench, strongly recommend try to use it because it will come in handy. So as you can see, this is the size that I'm using, 7/64. That's what you need for that. Right there, 7/64. So it'll help you to loosen this up so that we can get it through and thread it. All right. Also too, you have to be mindful so you don't lose any part. And basically simple, right? You remove that from here because this is what's holding it all together. And then you just slide it out, pull, boop, and you're good to go. Now you can go ahead and thread it. So we're gonna put this somewhere so we don't go crazy looking for it when we're done. So you follow me this way. Let's get to working. So this is the start of this whole cabling process thing. So you thread it through here, under, behind, and it goes over here. And this is number one, that's number two. All right, thanks to Aiden, we saw this because I definitely was starting from the back. All right, so now number two, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is number three.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, that's number 3. And 3 doesn't go down, it goes.
So number 2, that's number 3 goes down. All right. On this, and then back up. 4. Number 4, go up. And then 5. 5. Okay. 6, 7. Loops into 7 down here. And then go back up 8. I'll make sure this look here. So another challenge you'll have if you're doing this by yourself is the entanglement of these cables. So if you leave it, it's gonna start tangling. Okay, 9. Because gotta turn it this way. All right, so far we are at part 9 when it comes to cabling. And then so we need to run that across this way. And now I need the other part. Matter of fact, here's a trick. Here's a trick you can do. Put it through here. You see that? You put that through here. So that way, as you pull on it, look at this. You see that? It's not coming apart. So that's a trick. That's a tip. So, all right, here's your next one. This is part 10 of the cabling. For 10, we're gonna do the same thing here. And we can do the same thing here. We're gonna run that right here. So that way when we get up there, so it does not affect our movements. Okay, so we run it through that cable. All it is the same we're doing in reverse. Okay. And so now you run that across down here. We run it from here down through here. Come get a shot of this. So you run it through that brace right there. You run it through here, and then it goes straight into there. There's nothing to it. Straight in there. There you go. Like so. All right. So this is the first piece. Now we got to put this back together. So when you're putting this back after you looped it through everything, don't forget, do not put it on the metal piece first. You have to put it through this plastic first. So you put it through here, and then you fix it right here. Because that's what's holding us up. So now we can thread it back where it belonged. All right. So now all that is done. Okay, so for the next step, we're gonna attach the cable, the bottom cable that is. That's what's gonna connect this cable to the rest of the stuff. So on the first phase, we went all around this, right? So now on the second phase, we're just gonna do the bottom piece. So there's two different cables for the bottom part. So the first one is right here. Down here, you got your little hook. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna use these bolts G3, which is the bolt, the washer, and you got your nut. So G3, G4, G9, right? G9. So we're gonna put all that together. So according to the book, it's gonna face this way. So we're gonna touch that here. And other thing to make sure you put the cable the right way so it's not twisting left or right. And so you got your bolt, you got your lug, you put your washer, and then you put your nut. Alright. We're not gonna tighten it up yet because we got the other side as well. So here's part one. I'm checking to see if we have to bolt anything else. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to up there. We're gonna have to bolt it again. So step one is done. Step two, you go through this loop. Step three, you go through this loop. Step three goes under. Like a little roller coaster, I would call it. Be mindful of this right here. You can always fix it, it's not a big issue. So be mindful of that. And then you're also gonna go under here before you can go up. The bottom must go back up. Then it goes up. Now, for the book, I thought it was gonna go back up here, but it doesn't. So right here, this is where we're gonna attach it. So if you can't see it, my cameraman gonna give us a spot right here. So however, there's several levels to attach it. So the book doesn't specify where to put it, but it says just to connect it to E10, which is this part right here, using F2. So yeah. I'm sorry, I connect this with the crossing cable handle, but this part, it doesn't say which of these holes to put it on there. So I'm assuming you can probably put it to whichever lag or pull that you want, and then as you go through, if you don't like it, you can readjust it to the best of your likings. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. We already ran the wire, as you see, so we're gonna go ahead and connect it, and then we're gonna stop, and then we're gonna do the other thing, the same thing on the other side. All right, we'll see in a minute. All right, so as you can see, we ran the wire for the second piece right here. So we did the same exact thing. So we start here with the bolt, and then one thing I noticed too, you need to make sure your cable is running through this side right here. So your cable run through the opposite of where you have your nut facing, right? So the cable runs through that, and as you can see, there's already tension on that right there. So, which means we're gonna have to play with it to figure out where it needs to be loosened up. So we ran the same exact thing here, from here, run it all the way up, and then we're gonna attach it right back here. So the same thing here. So we did the same exact thing on both sides. So now all we're gonna do, we're gonna tighten all the bolts and then we go from there. So earlier I was explaining to make sure this part right here goes face down, right? So then it clicked and I looked at it, it has 3 holes, meaning this pulley is adjustable. So they have it in the middle. So now, not yet proven factual, but we're gonna figure it out. So I'm going to remove this without doing all this wiring. I'm gonna remove this. We're gonna drop it down one. So now we're gonna see if we drop it down, is it gonna allow this some slack in order to drop down? Because that's gonna take a lot of tension off of that. And we're gonna do it on both sides. So now let's do it. All right, there we go. Look at that. Look at that. It works. It works. There you go. All right, let's tighten it up. You got it on the right side. Okay. Perfect. There it is. We fixed it. All right. Now we're gonna finish tightening up all the bolts that we started. Started from the bottom. Let's go. All right, this is what we're doing. Oh, I think this one takes the smaller one. The smaller Allen wrench. Come on, you can do it. No, we just slide it over and then do it this way. Is that something on the floor right there? That black thing? All right, we're putting the last few pieces, right? So all this is your dip. This is your dip station. It doesn't have to go on there, but I'm just setting everything all up. We're gonna put it aside, so that way everything will be good to go. So you put the cushion in. Of course, you got the bars, the handle. So we'll put the handle. The handle take the shorter screws, which is the G3 and G9, which is the washer and the lug, and then this one takes the longer one. So if you have the full complete pack, it'll say step. What step is that? 11? Step 11. So the longer screws goes for the pads, and the shorter screws goes for the handle. And we got a lot of cleanup to do after the fact. All right. And yeah, so we're gonna tighten this up, and then we'll give you a view after the fact. All right, so we're finishing the final pieces. Pretty much everything is all said and done. So this is for free weights. If you want to use your free weight, your free barbell. So pretty much they all go the same exact way. You can put this as high as you want. If you want to do bench, you can put it down. Squat, you can put it up. Whatever free weight. And then you also got your barbell weight assisted right here. I mean, if I say weight assisted, but I don't know if it really is because it's heavy when you move it. I think it's just a guide. But yep, so we're gonna throw that up here. You can put it wherever you want. The other one, you just put it wherever you want. And then your final piece is gonna be the big, these are your safety bars in case if you lifting heavy, you're failing, you go into muscle failure, or the bar is falling, you don't have nobody. These could be used for safety, so that way, if you don't have a spotter. And this is it. So if you're squatting, you can't get it up, you can't finish your squat. You can put that on there. It'll help you out. So this is it. This is the total gym. Give a picture of all around. So this is everything. And as you can see, just so you can see that everything works. So these are your crush cables, they work. Look at the mechanism in the back, it's going up and down. Everything worked just fine. One thing I didn't mention though, you might want to get some grease. So this whole thing did not come with no grease, so we're gonna have to grease it up so that way everything can go smoothly, and then to prevent the life cycle of this machine. So you want to grease it up. And you do want to put some lube on these, put some lube on your pulley, not the pulley, but put some lube on the bar back here. So yeah, this is everything. Total home gym. And then our next, we're gonna set up. The next thing we're gonna set up. Be on the lookout for this video for the your hip adductor and abductor. So that's the next thing that we're gonna set up. So yeah. So again, if this helped you out, give us a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe. It's free 99.